Welcome back to Hudson Valley Week in Review. I'm Amy Greene. We continue in Shandaken, where an emergency medical services coordinator has been named for Ulster County. Ulster County Executive Michael Hine has appointed Richard Muellerliele to fill the position. Muellerliele is the current chief of the town of Shandaken Ambulance Department. He's also an experienced firefighter and paramedic, previously working with the Arlington Fire District, and once held the position of president of the Ulster County EMS Council. Not only will Muellerliele be working with the County Office of Emergency Management, Fire and Law Enforcement departments, he will also be the county's contact person for the State Bureau of EMS. We recently met up with Richard Muellerliele at the Shandaken Ambulance headquarters. He talked to us about his new title and the responsibilities that come with it.
EMS professionals, whether they be career or volunteer, are in the business of being there on the worst day of your life. It's my job to ensure that the hundreds of responders in Ulster County are provided with the tools and the knowledge to make that day better for those that need us. Believe it or not, our service is much more complex than the largely perceived ambulance driver. Our service to the community, albeit new compared to our counterparts in law enforcement and fire services, is a far cry from the funeral home-based, hospital-based, and first aid services from our infancy in the mid-60s. Our ambulances are essentially mobile emergency rooms, and at some levels, even being able to surpass the capabilities of some acute care facilities. Equipped with cardiac defibrillators, a myriad of life-saving medications, and staffed with hundreds of hours at the basic level and thousands of hours at the advanced levels, our responders are much, much more capable than the general public perception. And we're an essential emergency service. We respond to over 26,000 calls for service in 2014 alone. So that public perception is largely our fault as an industry. And unlike our counterparts in fire and law enforcement services, we lack in community awareness. It's my quest to not only serve as a valuable liaison to the county agencies, but to also facilitate the tools for those agencies to educate the public. It pays off in dividends. As not only it educates the public about what we do and who we are, but it also piques interest and bolsters our important volunteer roles, essential for sustainable futures for the majority of the agencies in the county. The majority of them are volunteer. So as we know, it's a marathon and not a sprint. My first initiative is to meet with every single EMS agency in Ulster County. I met with 2 last week alone, and I got 30 to go. And that's to better gauge what their issues may be, whether it be tools, the lack of volunteerism, funding, and address things as a whole. I can relate to that. In the past 17 years, my own personal experiences range from junior volunteer firefighter right here where we're standing in the village of Phoenicia, to career firefighter paramedic, to chief department of an advanced life support transporting agency. So I can relate to a lot of the issues that the agencies in our county are going through right now. And because my life has been dedicated to emergency services and I'm out there doing it with them, I'll forever be their advocate, without a doubt. That being said, this is new ground for me, and when we become too self-reliant, we become ignorant. So let that serve as a warning to any of you that have been a positive influence on our industry. The phone call's coming, and I do not know everything. And it doesn't stop there. Strategic relationships and collaboration with county health and human services, such as the Office of the Aging, county mental health, local hospitals, that's all really important. Without their collaboration, such essential services, we're merely prolonging a life, not truly saving it. So the follow-through is just as important. So the process is an exhaustive but pragmatic process. We'll see. Just check in with my wife in a few months, and God bless her. We come from a county rooted in innovation in our profession, and it's with hopes that we'll continue the forward momentum that those trailblazers set in the past. Conceptualized with the Heart Safe Ulster County initiative years ago, the Office of the Executive is taking great initiative towards the betterment of public health and safety in this incredible place. With the help of County Emergency Management, the Fire Coordinator's Office, the County Sheriff, a lot of help from our friends, it's with hopes that we can strive towards a life-safe Ulster. For the sake of my daughters, wife, loved ones, and the 183,000 citizens and visitors of Ulster County. So emergency medical services are always evolving, and community paramedicine is a new and evolving model, community-based healthcare, which paramedics function outside their customary response and and transport roles in ways that facilitate more appropriate use of emergency care resources and enhance access to primary care for medically underserved populations. We have a lot of rural communities in Ulster County, and this is something that we could really benefit from. So these are things that are coming down the pike. They haven't come to fruition yet, but we need to prepare to be able to roll these things out. Community paramedicine programs typically are designed to address specific local problems and take advantage of locally developed linkages and collaboration between and among EMS providers and other healthcare, social services. So that teamwork is very valuable. And the interest in this community paramedicine has grown in recent years based on the belief that it will improve access to the people that are out there that we protect, and improving access to quality care and saving costs. So it's a very, very interesting time in emergency medical services. We're very fortunate that we have a very rich history in regards to emergency medical services in Ulster County. We were afforded EMS pillars such as Harriet Weber, the Leahys, Ed Horton, some of the originators that are still out there in the field today. Their activities, not only in the back of an ambulance or in a classroom, directly contributing to the betterment of our mission, but their active roles in political issues benefiting EMS as a whole. You know, success stories is state reimbursement for EMS education, the state EMS Tree of Life Memorial, the bloodborne pathogen bill, municipal health insurance rate for uninsured fire and EMS volunteers, New York State tax credit for volunteer fire and EMS. They can trace their lineage back to Ulster County, and a big chunk of their success could be attributed to the groundwork laid by those within our own ranks right here in Ulster County, and work of the Ulster County Ambulance Association, later the EMS Council, and in the future with the EMS Advisory Board. Fortunately, emergency medical services are gaining ground once again, and it's with great anticipation to see what the future holds for EMS in Ulster County. It's up to us, though. It's up to the current generation. It's our job as EMS professionals to not only protect the lives of those who rely on us, but to stimulate and recruit, serve as role models to the next generation of professionals. It's not only the practical aspects of emergency medical service that define us as professionals, but the efforts that we take as the current generation to preserve the mission that we care so vehemently about. Really, the ultimate sacrifice is those of our families. Their sacrifice is the only one that exceeds ours as dedicated EMS professionals, and for that, we're all grateful. We always will be.
When we come back, we'll take a look at news making headlines across the region. Stay with us.